Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the recap show for Broken Wing Racing League GT3 Sprint Championship. This season 17, round 4 at the Red Bull Ring. And boy, was this one a doozy. Yeah, I think we need to banish this track to the Gulag, I believe somebody suggested. It's just chaos and destruction. T1 is horrifying. The off tracks are impossible to avoid. I myself was on one incident away from a drive through for probably 30 minutes of the race. Yeah, just a really, really brutal track, but some good racing occurred nonetheless. Here's a little quick snapshot 31 laps, a pretty strong strength of field at 23.67. We had 55 people on track. I think one person didn't signed up and didn't race, but yeah, 55 cars on a track that's lap times are like a minute and a half. You can imagine the chaos. Only 7 DNFs. That is surprising. I would have thought more. There was some incidents. We probably won't go through them. We don't need to hash them. There's plenty of lively discussion in the Discord post race chat last night. But an average incidence of 13.3. Can't say I'm surprised by that one. And a timing spread of 3.63, which I do not think is very indicative of the actual spread. I mean, you look. I want to say in quality, we'll get to it, but I think the top times are in the low 28s, but there were people in the 29s in the 40s, qualifying in the 40s. So, yeah, I think there's maybe some outliers here, but overall, I think this field was extremely close in lap times. I think I qualified like in the mid 30s, and I was like maybe a second off pole. So it feels like we're in late stage of a rules in F1 where like 3/10 is the difference of the whole field. But yeah, it was a very tight battle. Let's see. Let's hop in. We'll do the new faces before the class superlatives. We had a couple of teammates here, Ben Laughter, um, and oh, hold on, where was he? He has a teammate. We'll get to him, I think, in a minute, maybe. But yeah, Ben Laughter. We had Oliver Brooks. We had Kyle Poffenberger, Mark Sherman. Ooh, I like that livery. Here's his teammate, Bryce Calusa. Yeah, that's our new guys for the week. Welcome everybody. It's always great to have new people. I think we had like 20 rookies racing, which is crazy. Some really cool liveries. There are some fast dudes. I think Ben was pretty far up, so was Bryce. Love to see the Lamborghini crew show up. Can't say I hate seeing a bunch of Lambos on the field. But yeah, congrats guys. Thanks for joining us. I know this was a chaotic one. Do not judge the league by this week's chaos, but yeah, we'll hope to see y'all keep coming back. Now let's hop into the class superlatives before we go through a few highlights. Hard charger of the week, Todd Trey Mistack. Though he's been qualifying, so I don't know where we stand, but it's his award for hard charger. Todd Buellmore, 21 positions. That is spectacular stuff. Just to show you how bad of track this is for incident points, your cleanest finisher, Joshua D, had 5. Usually we have multiple people with 1 and a few with 0. So yeah, that shows this track. Closest finish, we had Brandon Burns and Jacob Simmons. Less than a tenth separates these two vets screaming down the road here. And then fastest lap, no surprise, goes to, spoiler alert, your overall winner and rookie winner, Travis Deegan. I mean, 1, blistering time. 2, I think we're gonna mix it up, you know, between calling him Brian Deegan's long lost son to Travis Degeneration X. I don't know. We'll get wild with it. I'll have fun, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. Okay, let us hop in to the race here. In qualifying, a number of people took quite a while to set some lap times. It was kind of tough to get incident-free laps, and with such a short track, there was just a lot of traffic, making it really tough to have like a couple of good laps in a row. But yeah, like I said, the field was insanely tight. You know, there were people running 129s that were in the 40s. It's just crazy. But in a fun, interesting turn of events, Austin, McGill, and Travis Deegan set identical times for overall pole. Identical, 0.000 difference. Um, Austin, as Travis said in the Discord, won the alphabet lottery, and his name starts with an A, so I guess they gifted him pole. So he had overall and pro pole. Travis had second place overall and rookie pole. Um, Aiden Gortz had pro am pole, and Tyler Kern had your am pole. Um, and I think we went 3 for 4 on pole sitters winning their class, and the only one that didn't was Austin, who very well could have, if not for an incident that gave him a black flag and pretty much tossed his race out the window. But yeah, so let's start here. This was some good, you know, right off the start, Austin gets a really good jump. Jeff's moving over, trying to maximize his corner with Travis here on the inside, and Mark, he's just watching. He knows. He knows that he just needs to be patient, and we get some really, really good tight battling there. The leaders get away really well. Um, Unfortunately, back in this land, things are going to get a little bit crazy. Let's keep backing it up. Hold on, let me pause. I don't want to get anybody motion sick. But oh, sorry, Connor. But yeah, look, back here we had a car get loose and spin out. Took a couple of people for a ride. Just I think Reagan's gonna just unfortunately get caught into the back of this is George Stecky. Um, you know, I think Winshaw's gonna. Oh, he barely avoids death there. Yeah, this is just one of those unfortunate situations. Here, let's go to me. I think I had a pretty good view of some of this just coming out here. I see cars dead over there. I pull up, I see this Aston lose its back end. Just a lot. There's a lot going on. It's tough to not expect something like that to happen. T1 of Red Bull Ring. It's so tight. It's so difficult to not get loose. There's curves everywhere. It's a death trap. It's the bit of a meat grinder. But back up here at the sharp end, we've got Mark putting a little pressure on Jeff. This is really fun. So you got Mark kind of pressuring Jeff and Travis. Travis is just in the Thunderdome right here. He's like, I can't go all the way over and have Jeff loop around me, but I can't leave it because what if Mark goes up? There's no good answer here. And he tries to defend on Jeff, and Mark says, why, thank you. I appreciate that. And has a nice spicy move up the inside. Really great stuff. Love to see it. Further back, let's back it up a little because I think I make some pretty cool. Yeah. So Jake survives all the chaos. Here comes me, blowing by him, feeling great about myself, swerving this car that looks to be in trouble. I'm going to take this corner normally. Seeing all this pile up, I definitely am a little cautious. And Jake says, well, thank you very much. I am going to fly up the inside here and snag that spot from you, sir. Uh, Very rude, you know. Could have just let me have it, but no. No, jokes aside, great move. Should have seen it coming. Feel dumb that I didn't. So yeah, props to you, Jake. Um, And after this, you know, a bit more argy-bargy, a bit more chaos, but mostly everyone takes a breath and tries to kind of center themselves. I want to say, you know, starts to try to create some trains here. I think we have on lap 2. Let's find my guy. Gage, where are you, sir? 797. Lap 2, yeah. This is it. He gets a real solid run on Mr. Mazza, which I don't think this is the livery he was running. I think this is D24 stuff. He was in the normal SimCity racing stuff on the race day. But these two, too wide. I mean, whew, wiggling all over the place. There's going to be a little argy-bargy down the straightaway here. You know, Nick's trying to squeeze. I think there was a little iRacing glue. Gage and him, neither of them giving an absolute inch into the T3 here. This is great stuff. This is the stuff you dream about in racing. You got Aiden looking for any opening he can find on these two as they finally kind of settle down into a train and decide, okay, let's try to work forward and not fight at the moment because we'll lose the front if we do. I don't think anything else kicks off there. I think that was the extent as they go into the train, and really everybody starts to go into a train at this point. No one wants to get too wild. Let's hop to Oliver Brooks and the number 666, number of the Beast Machine here. He on go to lap 9 and back it up because he himself has a pretty solid move on. This is Todd Buellmore, fun name. He gets a good run. Todd kind of feigns a defense, leaves the door open, and in a kind of sketchy corner in a section where really the outside car I feel like can hold the momentum on you. He sticks it in and makes it stick and takes off for the position. It's a really good pass. Um, love to see the new guys coming in and dicing it up like that. But yeah, after this, mostly self spins and one or two incidents. Like I said, we don't want to try to get too into the incidents. We'll leave that for the stewards and the Discord discussions. Um, as we move into the pits, classic Mark Foley in a car that is notoriously thirsty in the Aston Martin pulls a 2-second overcut. He stays out for like an extra lap on everybody and catches a bunch of time. Unfortunately, Travis was able to run him down, and let's go to Mark, number 29, lap 24. Try to take notes here, people. It's difficult because I'm dumb, but try to take some notes. But yeah, so Travis is going to try to finally run him down. This is the really cool SimCity livery. I was giving Nick shit about having not as cool a SimCity livery. He needs to pay for the good ones here. But yeah, so Travis and Mark are gonna finally have themselves a good battle. I think this corner was eating me alive. I was pushing wide just like Mark did. And Travis makes the move. Mark tries to, fall in line, see if he can look for a mistake later on. But there was no mistake. Travis absolutely runs away for the overall win and the rookie win. I think he's really racking those up now. And Mark will take your pro win and second in the overall. Aiden has a solid showing, gets 5th overall. Like, way to fucking go, dude. That is awesome stuff. For Pro-Am, and Tyler Kern snags himself another AM victory. He is racking those up. I am no match for this man. He gets 20th overall, and we're actually going to hop on board with him for that last lap, because I believe him and ever since he got this fancy call up to the Draft Punk team has just been showing out. And him and Braden, I believe, have a pretty feisty battle here at the end of the lap. Maybe it was a lap before. I feel like I saw it. Hold on. I think they were dicing it up here and keeping it close. But yeah, so congrats to Tyler, another victory. Unfortunately, having two drop rounds is kind of killing you in the points, or else I think you'd have a pretty strong hold on this title. So let's hop into the points. Currently your points leader in the Pro Series, a little bit of a not a huge margin, but a margin. Uh, Mr. Mark Foley of Carrera Azteca. Peter Flanner, Draft Punk Gold, is in second, and Jacob Simmons with a race to forget this week in the Thunder Thighs Corvette is in third. Gage and Joshua Jablonski round out your top five. Let's keep moving. We got the Pro-Ams, Aiden Gortz. I believe this is his first season in the Pro-Ams, and he has himself a friggin' points lead. Way to go, dude. Awesome stuff. He has about 100 points on second place Braden Daniels, who we just saw, in third place Chris Lambeth. All very in contention. I mean, we're looking at 200 points from first to fifth, which is Brandon Burns, or first to fourth, which is Alex Zier, and fifth, Brandon Burns. Little ways off. Very, very close battle, though, for top five with Dylan Thomas. So they have that to look out for. A lot of Corvettes in this, and Porsches. Porsches made a huge comeback to the class that matters, the AM class. Oh, I am dumb. Tyler is in first in the class. Never mind. Who was I thinking of? I don't know. My brain was turned off today. Yeah, no. Tyler Kern has a 200-point advantage on yours truly here in the AM class. So I'm gonna have to go slash his tires. Anybody that lives near him, please go cut his internet. Another tough one for Charlie today. I believe he had a self spin early on. He kind of mirrored a Matt Benson pirouette in the double left hander. And then I think he also ended up having a black flag late. I feel like I saw something. He was not too happy. Craig got in a tough incident in turn 3 and was down laps the whole time. But very close to this battle for third. And Tom Smith, I think, also found himself in an unfortunate incident, but he is rounding out your top 5 at the moment. Good for Tom, Mr. Consistent. He always is. I'm the only one with a drop week here in the top 5. Very interesting. A lot of good attendance from our group here. But yeah, we'll hop over to the rookies, which is a bit more chaotic, but no surprise. Travis Deegan is your current leader in the doghouse, or in the clubhouse. Daniel McSelvey in second, and Connor Burns, who's had a number of unfortunate incidents, but when he keeps it on track, he shows he's got unbelievably good pace. Adam Thomas is in fourth, and Matthew Zuckerman rounds out your top 5. Chandler Brothers racking into the top 10, as well as Austin and Daryl. John Balone rounding out. Honorable mention Rick Winshaw with the absolutely diabolically good monster livery. Love that livery. Please keep it for the next livery show. We may have to do a mid-season update with everyone changing cars, that I'm sure they will. So yeah. So we hop into the teams. Draft Punk Gold trying to bring home another banner for their squad. Elliot and Peter currently have a slim lead over Carrera Azteca, who got off to a slow start and have been storming back. And then the Thunder Thighs, really, trying to rekindle old magic, new livery. They're not changing it to suit the track every week, which is disappointing. Maybe if they did, they would see a resurgence. Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows. And your current cars, let's look at the car title. Manufacturer title currently leading is the Lamborghini. I got a feeling this is going to change when a couple of people do more than one round so that their car lock is in. But currently, of the people who have a car lock, Lamborghini is leading. Corvette, a pretty distant second, but like I said, I think they're going to take over the lead here. Um, this battle right here for the really what I would say are the real top three is tight. I mean, an average of 150 points between them, and still no BMWs. So everyone hates it. It's apparently a pile of turd. But yeah. So let's hop into the last section here. This is the driver's title, the overall title. Mark Foley is your leader with Peter and Travis tied for second, Gage in fourth, and Jacob Simmons rounding out the top five. From here, we'll go through tens, Marshall's in 10th, Dylan's in five. We'll go through fives. Dylan's in 15th, tied with Spence. Aaron Myers is in 20th. Uh, Tyler Kern, current AM leader, in 25th. Matt Benson in 30th, with Eric Koonsman and me tied for 31st. Seth Hansen in 35th. Tom Smith in 40th. We got a three-way tie for 41st. 45th is Steve McAllister. 50th is Patrick Rich. 55th is a tie between Chris Virgin and Jack Hedgecox. Wow, Jeff in 57th. Tough season, Mr. Caulfield. I feel you'll bounce back. Jackson Shallock and Josh Goen tied for 60th. Michael Chody tied for 65th. We got a three-way tie for 69th. Insert jokes between Zaborowski Jr., Kyle Strauss, and Parks de la Cruz. Had a rough one in the Audi. That car looks like a pile of turd. Ben Laughter, great name, in 75th. Mark Sherman in 80th. We got a two-way tie between Aaron Lester and Tyler Kokeko for 84th. And Blake Patterson rounds us out in 90th. So yeah, that was our weekend. I hope everybody had a good time watching. It was a little foggy, kind of not the greatest to look at, but overall, I think everyone had a good time once all the chaos simmered down. And I think everyone's gonna be roaring for this weekend. We got Daytona. We got the Daytona 24 leading into it. We had MEC 24 or MEC Daytona this last weekend to get everyone hyped. I think there was another series there. It's gonna be a riot. I think everyone's gonna have a great time. I expect either a huge crowd or nobody because everyone is so sick of Daytona. One or the other. There is no in between. We're either gonna book the server out immediately or it's gonna be empty. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe. Uh, Tell me how much you hate me. That's wonderful. And we'll see you on Sunday, Tuesday, also at Daytona. Shocker. Is Falcon, Wednesday, ARCA somewhere, open wheel on Thursday, and then the main event, Daytona on Sunday. Be there or be square. Catch y'all next week.